Breaking news out of Pittsburgh. The Steelers agreeing to terms with free agent quarterback Mitch Trubisky, according to our Jonathan Jones. Trubisky expected to become the starting QB now that Ben Roethlisberger has retired. Trubisky, the number 2 overall pick for the Bears back in 2017, did not work out in Chicago, then backed up Josh Allen last season in Buffalo. So the quarterback carousel continues to spin this offseason. JJ, thank you for joining us here. Why do the Steelers think he's the guy moving forward to replace Big Ben?
Well, they certainly hope he's the guy, and he went to Buffalo for a nice little career rehab. Let's not forget, last season he attempted just 8 passes, completed 6 of them, though, and improved on his career completion percentage of around 64%. But Mitchell Trubisky, or Mitch, he can go by either one. I'm very interested to see the details of this contract. It is reported to be a 2-year deal. I'm excited to see, number one, what is the average per year? What is the guaranteed money? And can the Pittsburgh Steelers get out after 1 season? So right now, the Steelers have decided, of course, that they are not going to go into next year with Mason Rudolph as their number 1 option, which is the right call, considering that they've seen a lot of Mason Rudolph and should know that he is not a week 1 starter for the team. And they get dibs on Mitchell Trubisky. So why did they do it? Well, they can't feel very comfortable about Jimmy Garoppolo's throwing shoulder. And then you look elsewhere, the Cleveland Browns, if they're going to make a move for Deshaun Watson, certainly aren't going to deal Baker Mayfield within their division. And so pickings began to get rather slim. Marcus Mariota, you have to worry about his injury history and potential for that as well. And so they look to Trubisky, a guy who his play in Chicago looks a lot better after Matt Nagy had Justin Fields, and Justin Fields looked worse with Matt Nagy at the controls. And so maybe almost like a Rothko painting, if you will, it appreciated in value once we all understood the beauty of the work.
Yeah, was it more about that or more about what Trubisky was able to do as Josh Allen's backup in Buffalo, that he was able to rehab his image and maybe his potential a little bit in that 1 season?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both, right? And you go back to the preseason when we saw extended time for Mitchell Trubisky, he played really, really well in the preseason. And so, of course, he didn't get that many opportunities like we talked about, 6 of 8 passing this past year. But, you know, with time, things start to look a little bit better. And then when you consider, again, what the Chicago Bears looked like under Matt Nagy and a new quarterback, it was saying, I think a lot of folks were saying, hey, maybe this wasn't all Mitch Trubisky. He obviously has his limitations. He does not possess the world's greatest arm. He's a guy who, at least when he was quarterbacking for my North Carolina Tar Heels, didn't really perform big in big games for the Tar Heels in his 1 season there. But, you know, we're talking about a Pro Bowl quarterback. You can say what you want to about the Pro Bowl. He made the Pro Bowl. A lot of guys don't. And so the Steelers, again, really want to see what the contract is, because if this is ultimately a 1-year deal that's $10, $11, $12 million for 2022, this tells you the Steelers are certainly hedging their bets. I don't know what it is, but when it does come out, that will tell us much, much more about what the Pittsburgh Steelers consider and have evaluated Mitchell Trubisky to be.
And I know since we don't know those details right now, you probably don't know this either, but does this necessarily take them out of the running for drafting a quarterback high in the upcoming draft next month?
I don't think that it does, but, you know, the quarterback room is starting to get a little full there, right? And so you have Trubisky, you have Dwayne Haskins, and you have Mason Rudolph. And so if your guy's sitting there and you really believe in him, then sure, I guess you certainly could do that. But this is a Steelers team that obviously needs to focus on its offensive line. They probably, you know, there are plenty of other needs that they need to take care of. Corner is another one. And so is that going to be the best use of resources? If Mike Tomlin has fallen in love with Malik Willis, then perhaps it would be. Kenny Pickett right down the road? Perhaps it would be. But right now, again, without knowing the contract details, you might be able to erase what you had in pencil there about the Pittsburgh Steelers drafting a quarterback in round 1.
Okay, that's Jonathan Jones with us here. Just got some numbers from Sportsline, by the way, on the Steelers with Mitch Trubisky. They go from 9 wins with Mason Rudolph as the starter to 10 wins with Mitchell Trubisky. But I think Steelers fans were probably thinking there's no way Mason Rudolph's going to be our starter whole season. At least they hope so. Not going to happen now with Mitchell Trubisky going to Pittsburgh. JJ, thank you so much for the time here on HQ. Things are really getting going this afternoon in the NFL. All things covered with Bryant McFadden and Patrick Peterson. They are buddies. They are cousins. They are two of the best cornerbacks we've seen in the NFL over the last 20 years or so. They teamed up for a podcast for us here on CBS Sports HQ. Download and follow today.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.